Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Devidi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss about National Institute Ranking Framework. This topic is important from the perspective of prelims and also from the perspective of GS mains paper. So let's begin with the topics of discussion. These are the topics that we are going to look at step by step. Let's start with the news. Ministry of Education has launched the 6th edition of NIRF, and top 3 universities of India are in the chronological manner. The first one is IIT Madras, after then IISc Bangalore, and then IIT Bombay. So we will discuss about this news piece in detail. Let's start with what is National Institute of Ranking Framework. National Institute Ranking Framework is the first ever effort by the government to rank higher education institutes in the country. And this was launched in the year 2015. This current one is the 6th edition. And initially, it was not compulsory for every university to participate in the NIRF, but since the year 2018, it has become mandatory. And approximately 60,000 universities participated in this current NIRF, which is twice the number that participated in 2016. And it has the aim to constantly and in a very healthy manner make higher education institutes compete with each other and also grow in order to make the internationalization of Indian institutions a must, so that the aim of study in India can be achieved. Institution of Eminence scheme. The NIRF is a very big part of it. Institution of Eminence scheme is a regulatory architecture for higher education institute, so that 10 private and 10 public institutes can come in the list and then they compete in the international arena. Moving on, and we have discussed this part. There are certain parameters on which the NIRF is premised upon: teaching and learning, then also resources, research and professional practices, also graduation outcomes, outreach and inclusivity and perception. And there are 11 categories as well: overall national ranking, universities, engineering college, medical management, and then pharmacy, law, architecture, dental. Dental was introduced in the year 2020. Okay. And 90% of the parameters are based on in an objective manner, while the rest of the 10 are subjective in nature. Let's talk about why was it a necessity to have National Institute Ranking Framework. Because it was acknowledged that Indian institutions were being judged on those premises, and the premises, we will talk about the premises, and those premises actually were hindering the internationalization of the Indian higher education institutes. And the rankings, if we talk about the rankings of the higher education institutes from India, were not doing very great in the QS World University Rankings and the Times Higher Education World University Rankings. The reason was there that subjectivity was a lot, and a group of people had a lot of subjectivity, and objectivity was not as much as the Indian environment has suited for its own university. Then again, Chinese example was emulated by India in retaliation to this. Chinese example, the Shanghai rankings, which China launched in the year 2003. Okay. And there also, for the first time ever, it was international in nature. And 3 Indian institutes made it to top 10. So yes, if we talk about why not we have our own ranking framework. So that is why India came out with its own ranking framework, so that you can have a proper understanding of what the objectives, what are the criterias, and what are the tick boxes that the universities checked, and accordingly then internationalizing these universities, even the ranking framework will be there. So parameters, of course, we have already discussed about. Let's move forward and talk about the highest ranked universities, rank 1, IIT Madras, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, then IIT Delhi and IIT Kanpur. Okay. So if we talk about the overall suggestion, the difference between the Shanghai rankings and the NIRF is just one, that the Shanghai rankings are international in nature, but NIRF right now is not international in nature. It just has its own, the premises are our own geographical premises. But it is being said that after a certain point of time, internationalization of NIRF would also be there. Especially if we talk about NIRF, this could be a step in the right direction when we talk about internationalization and independence in education, as well as to improve and achieve the aim of study in India. Because when we know what our policies are with respect to our own suitability, then only we can have those targeted approach if we want to have mitigation on our weaknesses as well, which the international rankings were lacking with respect to our own study structure. And also if we talk about the National Education Policy of 2020, it will help us to achieve those targets. So let's move on to our mains-based question. Discuss in detail about National Institute Ranking Framework. That is in 150 words. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.